I think I remembered to cut my fingernails this time, didn't I? Let's just run with it. Greetings, fellow Vita fans. This is James with PS Vita at 2 AM, coming at you once again with another exciting video. And if you're new here and love everything PlayStation Vita, don't forget to subscribe. I hold here in my hands, folks, a stack of PlayStation Vita games that I have been playing. Should you be playing them as well? Well, that's kind of the whole idea of this video, but I am going to throw a monkey wrench into this segment because not only do I have physical games that I'm going to be showing you that I've been playing, but also a digital game to go along with it. Yes, you can start panicking right now. James is going to be showcasing a digital game that he himself has been playing? What madness is this? But don't worry, I'm just as frightened as you are. Well, okay, technically I've been playing digital this whole time, but I just don't like to mention it on this channel very much because it's kind of a dirty word. Oh, and of course, down in the comment section below, let me know what games you have been currently playing, and also what you thought of the games I'm about to showcase on here. And speaking of the games I'm about to showcase on here, here's the first game that I am going to showcase on here. Kind of a repetitive script now, isn't it? First up is the game Danganronpa Ultra Despair Girls. I'm sure at this point, everybody here has at least heard of the Danganronpa series. You know, that Phoenix Wright style game about murder mysteries and whodunit. Do we ever really know whodunit though? Well, it may surprise some of you to know that they actually made a spin-off game for the PlayStation Vita that has nothing to do with murder mystery, nothing to do with trials, and is therefore not quite as good in the storyline department, but the gameplay is pretty top-notch. But wait a second, you may be asking yourself, if it has nothing to do with those things which make Danganronpa stand out amongst the crowd, then what the heck is this game? Well, I'll tell you in 1 second after we stop admiring the box art. Oh, and the game too. Just look at it, guys. Ain't it a beaut? Okay, I think I've kept you in suspense long enough, a whole 10 seconds. So while this game may not be about trials and murder mysteries, it's a third-person shooter, and a pretty decent one too, I may add. Now, if you're thinking, okay, well, it's some sort of spin-off game, then it probably has nothing to do with the whole overarching storyline, right? Nope, you'd be wrong. This game actually takes place between Danganronpa 1 and Danganronpa 2, so it's quite important to get the whole overarching storyline of the story. Now, let's pretend for a sec that Danganronpa isn't your cup of tea, because it is part visual novel, and I know a lot of people aren't into the whole visual novel kind of thing. And I weep every night because of that. Well, then you may want to check out this game, but buyer beware, due to the fact that this does take place in between Danganronpa 1 and 2, you're not really gonna get a full comprehension of the storyline. In fact, I'll be honest, you'll be downright confused. Well, I mean, the story can already kind of be a little confusing, but you'll be even more confused. But if you're just in it for the gameplay and want to shoot down some teddy bears, then, yeah, this game's cool. So we now go from shooting teddy bears in a post-apocalyptic world to shooting space aliens in outer space. I probably should have saved this game for the third one now, should I, just for variety's sake? But it's too late to do that. I have filmed the footage, and this is what we're going to be doing. This game is called Soldner X2, Final Prototype, and as I just mentioned, it's a shooting game. Well, a shmup, more like it. And I'm just going to say it right here off the bat, everyone. This is probably, so far, my favorite shmup on the PlayStation Vita. What you're seeing here is an old limited run games release that they released back, oh gosh, many moons ago, as in years. But it may also interest you to know that if you're not interested or maybe can't afford the limited run games version of this title, there is an Asian English version of it from Play Asia floating around somewhere out there on the internet. So just be aware that there are two versions of this game physically. But here's what the description reads. The shoot 'em up classic arrives on the PlayStation Vita system. Blast through a variety of action-packed levels, battle fierce bosses, unlock new ships, weapons, and rewards. Master the challenge mode and complete an online high-score battles. Console perfect port, running at 60 frames per second, and believe me, that's no lie when they say that. It runs beautifully on the Vita. 3-player ships with distinct characteristics and weapon system. Dynamic score linked difficulty system, online high-score tables, and replay file sharing. Unlockables and rewards offering nearly unlimited replay value. And yep, there's a ton of stuff to unlock in this game. Oh, and might I add, it's a horizontal shooter. Those are way better than vertical. I think I've just made some enemies in the comment section now, haven't I? Moving on. We now travel from deep in outer space and come back down to Earth to play a board game? At least I think it's a board game, not 100% sure here. But this is Saki Zenkoku Den for the Vita. Now I'll just say right up front here that I have no clue what this game is based on here. I think that maybe there's an anime series that it originates from, as well as a PSP title and a revamped version of this one, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So in the end, if I have no clue what this game is about, why the heck did I purchase it? It was rare back in the day. And I mean that in the most literal sense, because it's not very rare anymore these days, thus leaving my wallet with much regret, along with my hopes, my dreams, and everything else. I guess the biggest question we have to answer now is, what kind of board game is this? It's shogi. I think that's a board game, isn't it? I still have no clue. And I also have no clue as to how to play it. Yeah, so when I turned this game on, I pretty much just pushed buttons and waited for stuff to happen, much of which I might add, I have yet to win a single match, even to this day. And just to add insult to injury, I've owned this game for a couple of years already. Oh, and the fact that this is a Japanese import probably didn't help me whatsoever. I pretty much just dug my own grave with it. But if you're into Japanese imports and love playing shogi, then can you please teach me how to play, because I'd really like to know. What? What's that you say? You want to see something that's a little bit more on the dark side? Okay, I have a game right here for you. Oh yeah, that's right, I forgot I was gonna tell you about a digital game that I have been playing currently. Yes, it is time for me to reveal what game that's been. Drum roll, please? Oh, we ain't got no drum. Oh, well then, it's Nightcry. I've been playing Nightcry. Hey, now it's kinda like it did get a physical release. Kinda, sorta, not really. This is an old school survival horror game that almost became an exclusive to the PlayStation Vita, if we forget about the Steam version. Let's just all forget about the Steam version. Nightcry is set on a cruise ship, and you have been invited along for the cruise of a possibly short lifetime. It's already getting foreboding. While your surroundings are luxurious and the guests are friendly, well, sometimes, not everything is as it should be. The guests and the crew start to turn up dead, the victims of some foul murderer. And you know, it's up to you to find out what's been going on and hopefully stop it all, or at least survive. First, let me say what I really liked about this game. It's a spiritual successor to the old Clock Tower series or Haunting Ground game, in that you're not some sort of muscular beefcake that's just like blowing away zombies, and you know, it's not very scary. You play a very fragile human being, or in this case multiple, and have to survive a stalker who is way stronger than you. In fact, you can barely fight back whatsoever, only in certain situations. And the reason why I applaud that so much is because you just don't see survival horror games like this anymore. And when you do, they're mostly smaller budget indie titles. But this is a full 3D game. Add that to a decent cast of characters and a pretty engaging storyline, and seems like you have a winner here, right? Not so much really, actually, because it's the actual performance of the game where things start to go downhill. You see, this game just doesn't run very well on the PlayStation Vita. There is a lot of frame rate drops, like under 15 frames per second, especially when you're getting pursued by your stalker. And sometimes even just walking down the halls, you'll get some stuttering here and there. So I would say that if you plan to play this game, make sure you do it with your Vita overclocked, which of course you have to have modded. It's the only way I would say you'll be able to get through the frustrating parts of the frame rate. So as you can tell, for me personally, this game is a bit of a mixed bag. There are so many things that I love about it because I'm such a hardcore old school survival horror fan, but due to its performance, yeah, it kind of brings down the enjoyment level. Alright everyone, and that pretty much covers all of the PlayStation Vita games that I have been playing as of late, which I guess would be like end of June, early July, something like that. I'm honestly losing track of time these days. But again, let me know, what games have you been currently playing on your Vita? And what did you think of the games that I had showcased here today? Which were your favorites? I'd love to know down in the comments section below. Normally this is where I would end things regarding the video, but I can't do that just yet because we have another Patreon question to answer. This one comes from Silica, and they ask, do you like to see cute girls die? I'm assuming they mean anime females. Not especially? And if so, how do you like them to die? Old age, I guess? And what Vita games can you recommend that have cute girls dying? Well, I did say I'd answer any question regarding the PlayStation Vita, so I'll do my best to answer this one. Now, I don't know or think there are any games out there that have them particularly dying, but what I assume you're getting at is you want some suggestions regarding ecchi Vita games, and well, you're in luck because the PlayStation Vita has quite a lot of them. First one that comes to mind is Valkyrie Drive, a word I can't pronounce, Bohemian or something like that. It's essentially a Senran Kagura-like game, but with non-Senran Kagura-like characters. But all the rules apply here. It's a hack and slash beat 'em up title, where the more damage you take, the more clothes come off. There's also another title out there called Moe Chronicles, where you have to collect monster girls to fight in battles for you, and they're all dressed in kind of ecchi appropriate attire, or non-appropriate, depending on who you are. Another one that comes to mind is Seven Pirates, where in order to level up your female pirate characters, which are all female by the way, you have to use the touchscreen in various ways. Yeah, you get my drift there. Anyway, those are the three biggest ones that come to mind, so let me know down in the comment section just how uncomfortable this end segment made you. And as always, fellow Vita fans, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It really means a lot to me. Love you all, and I'll see you next time. The following video has been brought to you in part by all of these wonderfully generous people who help make this content possible, including Matt Fox, Reiko Star, B Mystery, Neo Arashi, Gutter Drums, Phantom XRS, BMF, Hero Acer, Hemdall Imbert, Saul Ramirez, Ruben Gutierrez, Adam Sondi, Kyle Brooks, Joshua Williams, Dennis R. Huggins Jr., JR, Jared Haddo, Richard Cruz, E-Rock, Kevin Enright, Buzz Sayin, Pierre Sterner, Heston Joseph, Jelle, Wendy K, Adam Theory, Aaron Swanson, Mario Cruz, David Ray, Sculpture Tugel TCG, Rodrigo Vera, Larry Anderson, Silica, Eric DeWitt, Redouan Alloy, and Burzin Mystery. If you would be interested in supporting the channel and seeing your name on this end screen here, or if you wish to remain anonymous, that's cool too, then check the links down in the description below. I have numerous ways for you to do so down there. And after answering this latest Patreon question, I think I need to take a shower.